All right, this is the top five-ish things that you're probably having problems with connecting your Baofeng to Chirp. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, there's about 10 different things that you can have problems with when you're trying to connect your Baofeng to Chirp. Um, and not just connect to Chirp, but actually be able to download and upload, which is really technically what connecting it to Chirp means. Um, Number one, your the two prongs on your chirp or on your on your USB cable, they're not plugged into your radio all the way. You have to really jam them in there. I think I talked about this in my last video. uh, you'd be surprised at how a lot of people get that wrong. So that's number one. Make sure the two prongs are actually in there snugly. Also, on that note, just when it comes to the cords, I've seen a lot of people who have messed up USBs. Try plugging the USB into a different USB port on your computer. Preferably like somewhere completely different on your computer. So if you have front ports, try the back. If you're on a laptop, then you have left and right USB ports. Try the left, if not the right, or vice versa. Likewise, make sure your radio's turned on, and you should see a Windows message pop up. It'll say like your driver is properly installed or something. Um, while we're talking about cords, there's actually technically two Baofeng cords. There's the normal one that says they're just there for Baofengs, and then there's the one called PC03, PC03. That's the new generic cable, the new universal cable, not generic cable. There are knockoff cables. They are significantly harder to install, and so use authentic cables. Most people are going to PC03, but I know they're a little bit more expensive. Yada yada yada. You need to have Windows Update turned on. As much as I know a lot of people hate that. Downloading the drivers, side loading Baofeng USB cable drivers is a pain in the ass. We'll deal with that some other time, probably. And also note the pre AR-5RM cables just for the old UV5Rs, those don't work. So you need to be buying Baofeng cables post 5RM release that actually say they work for 5RMs. Don't cheap out and buy a cheap one. Buy the real authentic ones, and I'll throw the links down below. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Windows is not installing the driver correctly. So when you plug in the USB cable to the USB, you plug in the two prong into the two prong, turn the radio on. It should install. If it doesn't install, you need to go into your device manager, go down into the start, type device manager. You'll see a yellow exclamation point where the USB driver should be for that cable, and then you know you got a problem. And good luck. Because side loading the USB drivers is not fun. We'll cover that some other time. Turning your Windows Update on and having proper functioning Windows Update drivers should get it installed in like just a couple seconds. Okay, next. And we're going to go into explanation mode for this. Once you're sure that your USB cable works and that the two prongs work, that the cable works, the driver works, the next thing is the COM port. This is usually what people F up the most. Up here in radio, download from radio, you have a COM port here, and usually there's an actual COM port in here. Okay, hold on. Trying to find the easiest way to do this. So first of all, if all goes well, here on the bottom right, you should see the USB thing pop up. Hopefully. So I just plugged the USB in. Nothing happened yet. I'm going to plug in the two prongs as hard as I can. And 3 and 2 and 1. All right, they're in there as much as they're gonna go. Now I'm going to turn the radio on. Beep beep, channel mode. Something something. It didn't say anything. I guess it doesn't feel like talking to me today. Hopefully that worked. And we still don't see any COM ports. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to download from radio. Holy schmoly, look at that. Good lord. We have a COM port. So the next thing, hold on, let's check Mr. Notes here. COM port, blah, 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 blah. 5RM model level stupidity. So if you are using a new enough version of CHIRP, you will have the option for BAOFENG, and it will not say UV5RM. I see so many people go down here and they'll try to do UV5R because that's kind of close. They'll notice that there's no AR5RM, even though that's the name of the damn thing. It's stupid. I know it's stupid. I'm sorry. And then also, for some stupid reason, it says this driver is a beta version. Please save an unedited copy of your first successful. You accept the risk. I don't know why it says that, but it does say that. Suffice it to say. Oh, and if you have multiple stuff plugged into your USBs, you're going to have different comms here. It's going to be like a whole deal. But it's not going to hurt you to try the other ones too. So, COM port. If you see no COM port here, your USB is either not installed or you did all this in the wrong order and you just need to close download and reopen download like I just did. COM3, BAOFENG, 5RM, la-di-da. You always do download from radio first, like I told you in the other video. Cloning from radio. And then your whatever it is on the radio will pop up and go watch my other channel. Or my other video. Driver stupidity, if you have your Windows update turned off, I already talked about that. It is really hard to find standalone drivers for the normal USB. And I think that's because almost all of the how-to videos and almost all the AI just assume that you have a counterfeit cable. Why China counterfeits its own cables to its own stuff is beyond me. Just to save a buck, I guess. Make sure you're getting an authentic BAOFENG cable or getting the PC03. You could get these on Brush Beater, but he's sold out. You got to get them on Amazon. And I think there are better drivers for the PC03 out there. I'm going to try that next week and get back to you. Okay, so these are the top 5-ish things. Yeah, there you go. Shout outs to the people in my last video that were asking for help. This is a great question, and leave more questions down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Lastly, I want to say this isn't sponsored, but buy a copy of the Guerrilla's Guide to the BAOFENG Radio by NC Scout. This is an amazing book. This is the book to buy. There are 100 AI knockoffs that have almost exactly the identical name. Amazon will not do anything about it. This is the real one to get. Do not buy the other ones. You are basically buying stolen content if you buy the other ones. They all have exactly the same name. In fact, it's so hard that I couldn't even search for it. Like 10 knockoffs popped up. And but this one is the #1 selling book during the last big hurricanes in the Carolinas. This became the #1 selling book. This is what people were using. I don't bring this up nearly enough in my other radio books. Get this book. If you're into BAOFENGs, even if you think you know how to use them a little bit, this thing teaches you how to use them to their maximum effectiveness. Get this book. I'll leave a link down below. Do not buy a crappy knockoff. Buy this one. You can get it here, or you can get it on Brush Beater's website.